Okay, welcome back. Helsinki, Finland, 10:44 in the morning local time there, and that is the president's vehicle, the president of the United States vehicle, and he is heading back to the residence where he is staying to get ready for this big meeting, this big summit with Vladimir Putin.
Absolutely, and the president and the first lady just wrapped up a breakfast with the Finnish president. As you can see, they are making their way out right now in preparation for the summit, just a few hours away.
In the beast, and they're ready to go, and there they are.
Oh, there he is.
We got a little wave from the president. And he's heading to get ready to meet with Vladimir Putin.
And here now with expert insight is international relations expert Dr. Rebecca Grant. Dr. Grant, thank you for joining us this morning. What do you think will make this summit a success?
Well, just the fact that it's happening is a success. Trump has waited.
Some argue, though, that it's not.
Well, I disagree with that.
Shouldn't be meeting.
I disagree with that. These are the countries that have the largest amount of nuclear weapons in the world. They need to meet. And it's time for Trump to get in the room with Putin one-on-one and take the measure of the man.
Well, you have this island off of the coast of Ukraine. It's part of Ukraine, or it was, until Russia annexed it just a few years ago. Under President Obama's watch, President Trump has been highly critical of that move. And a lot of people are questioning, a lot of the Democrats and a lot of the liberals say that the president's been so soft on Vladimir Putin that he might actually recognize that move to annex Crimea. I don't think that'll happen, right?
No, I don't think so. I visited Crimea once. You know, it's the site of Yalta, and it was a terrible thing. I think Jim Mattis, SecDef, got it right when he said this was an illegal annexation.
Sure.
You know, this is as bad as what the Soviet Union did right after World War II. So I don't see Trump doing that at all. Now, he is going to have to go and probe and see what is Putin's reaction to our new lethal aid, our anti-tank missiles that are going to Ukraine. Where is Putin resting on Syria? Is there a prospect for doing some nuclear arms control down the road? None of this will happen today. This is about probing and seeing what is the art of the possible.
What do you think the president should be cautious of in this meeting?
Well, he should be cautious of Putin, but, I think he already knows that. Putin has a terrible reputation. Russia has been very aggressive militarily. They really could not have been worse. Just a few days ago, they flew some bombers into South Korean airspace and made a fuss. They do this all the time. So Trump needs to be cautious, but I also think he needs to not listen to the critics. He needs to go with his own judgment and try to figure out, is there any way to work with Putin on anything, however small, or are we back to Cold War Act 3?
All right. So do you think the president sent a message to Vladimir Putin? I mean, it wasn't an engagement with Russia directly, but when he sent those bombs into Syria, was that a message to Vladimir Putin? Hey, I'm not here to mess around. I don't draw these red lines, as everybody said, just to not enforce them.
Yes, that strike in April was a very bad night for Moscow and Putin, not least because Britain, France, and the U.S. flew right through those Russian-built air defenses. You can bet Putin took note of that. Putin also took note of the fact that NATO actually had a pretty good meeting in the end, is looking at maybe accessing yet a 30th partner, and that Finland and Sweden and Ukraine and Georgia all had sidebar meetings during this NATO summit. And point to remember, Finland has an 800-mile border with Russia.
Yeah.
So, Putin is taking note of all the military might, and it's true. NATO has never been stronger from a military perspective. You bet Putin knows that.
Do you see Putin as someone who is able to strengthen a relationship with the United States?
That is an excellent question. All we know is that Putin wants to make Russia great again, the Rodina. So we have to see, does he want something? Is he going to be ready to deal or just keep creating world chaos? Open question.
I thought it was very interesting how he goes into that NATO summit just a few days before this meeting and slams this deal that's worth billions of dollars to Russia, this oil pipeline deal. That also should have been a big message to Vladimir Putin. We're not afraid to criticize some of the things that you're doing, and we're not afraid to mess up some of your deals and cost you some money.
Yeah, there's a huge backstory on that, too, which is that NATO member Poland and the 3 Baltic republics are very opposed to that deal, and it gives Russia potential leverage. It's a military strategic consideration, so Trump had to bring that up. We don't want Russia able to use energy to blackmail Germany and our ability to use military forces there. You bet Putin also got that message about the Nord Stream 2.
Dr. Grant, thank you for your time this morning. We appreciate you joining us.
Thank you.
All right.